Alright, well, I'm trying to reverse engineer this wing and make it out of foam board instead of the solid foam. I think it's going to take 3, maybe 4 layers to get the 1-inch thickness with a couple spars inside of it. So I've already traced and cut a right and a left wing out. And I think if I do this right, I can get 4 panels out of one piece of 20 by 30 foam board. So that's what I'm going for. So I'm going to lay these out as close as possible. See if I can get 4 of them on there out of one piece of foam board. Alright, well, you can fit 4 of them on one sheet of foam board. You can see them there. I did it with pencil, so it's a little hard to see. So that'll leave 6 panels for me to design this wing out of foam board. Now it's time to cut them out. Alright, so I'm working on my right wing, the 2 halves, going with the dowel for the main spar because I don't have a carbon fiber rod like the Jet does. So this is the stage I'm at, and the aileron's been hinged just with the foam board and the paper on the foam board. I'll seal everything with the Minwax sealer before I paint. That way the foam board lasts longer. But this is the stage I'm at on the wing, coming up with my own wing design. Same wing, but built out of foam board instead of solid SPO foam. Well, that's the wing. We got to glue the halves together, and that'll be one wing. That's just sitting in there just to see how much clearance and how much will be hanging out the bottom, which won't be much. And then this piece just glues right on the top once you got it all lined up. But we got to stain it and paint it. That's the design I've come up with, and I think it's going to work out. Alright, well, I got all the insides done on the wing. The 2 halves, so I'm going to go ahead and put the top pieces on. And the servos in. I guess I still need to put the stain on it, seal the paper on the foam. I leave the paper on, keeps it stronger once you seal it, and seals it so you can paint it with, I use Rust-Oleum, but you can use whatever. Once you seal it with the Minwax varnish, you can pretty much paint it with anything. So that's what the inside of the wing ended up being like. So time to put the top on and finish it up. Alright, well, here's the EPO version. Here's my version of foam board. A dowel instead of carbon fiber. You don't have something, don't use it. My center bolt down spar is a little bigger than the original. But man, I think we got it copied pretty close. I'm going to put an edge on the front. Servos aren't glued in yet because I'm still going to coat this. But when you look at them together, of course the EPO is real pretty. Mine will be pretty when it's all finished. But that's my copy. My reverse engineering of the Skylark's wing. I'll probably put a balsa wood edge on the front and sand it round. Just because I noticed that the EPO wing here on the test flight actually took a few dings from bugs. Must have been some big bugs up there, so I'm going to put a balsa wood leading edge on the front of that wing there. I think we got a winner though. I think we got a pretty good duplicate. The ailerons move up and down pretty good too. So I'm happy with it. I'm going to finish up the other half, coat these, and call it a day. It'll only be a few seconds for you though. So I got them all coated with the Minwax. So now I'm going to cut my notch in this edge for my Servo push rod so it slants down at the angle to my aileron. Get that hooked up, get the wing base painted white, and still waiting on the foam to arrive to build the fuselage. Thought about building one out of balsa wood, which I may still do, but I'm definitely going to build another foam fuselage. Alright, call me crazy, but I want a hard edge on the leading edge, and I found this piece of triangle stock balsa wood. It happens to be a perfect 3-sheet gap with an edge on it that I can sand nice and round. It's probably going to add a little bit of weight, but it's a pretty light stick. I got just enough for both wings. So I think that'll put a great edge on the wing, make it a little tougher. So I'm gonna do that. You could probably sand your sandboard nice and round, and maybe I'll do that on the next one. But I think the balsa wood's gonna look better. Definitely gonna look better, and it gets rid of that big flat face there without having to sand the foam, and this kind of foam doesn't sand the best. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the triangle stock on there, sand it round, and give the wing a paint job. Alright, there it is with balsa wood. A little bit more sanding, but not much. Don't want to sand too much and we'll get, that edge will disappear. But you really want the edge. I think that'll work. Also adds quite a bit of strength.